Coach, whenever you're ready, sir.
All right, just injury deal for today. Perriman won't practice with the ankle. Crowder won't practice with the hamstring. Connor McGovern should not practice with the hamstring today. He's trying to figure out a way to weasel his way out there today, but he shouldn't practice. Quincy Wilson, he will not practice he's in the concussion protocol. Steve McClendon he won't be here today. He's got some personal things he's taking care of. Limited will be Chris Hogan, Becton, Balaj, and Perryman, or not Perryman, Pirine. You guys saw that we put Arthur on IR. And that's the injury update for now. See how today goes. Obviously, we're thinned out a little bit. We'll move some pieces around, try to use some guys, and especially in practice beginning of the week, just kind of spread the reps out. Just a little down on numbers at the wideout spot right now.
Adam, how do you make do with this wide receiver situation, both practicing right now and if you're going into the game like this?
Yeah, I think the toughest thing is just trying to deal with managing the reps, still get the things rep that you need to work on for Sunday. We have some flexibility with the tight end group, which is helpful because we do have some guys that can do a lot of different things. It just gets tough when the running back room and the wideout room are the two rooms where you feel a little light.
Adam, how critical, given this situation, does Chris Herndon become, because he actually is healthy and has not really produced yet? And
yeah, I mean we're 2 games in. I mean, I just don't want to get in a situation where we're like forcing the ball to him when it shouldn't go there. But I think we'll get him rolling. I mean, he had a couple opportunities this last game. I think the more he just keeps playing, he's having good weeks of practices. It's just we haven't hooked up with him in the game yet. Hopefully we can get that turned around and get him rolling a little bit.
How curious is that, just given the chemistry that we know that Sam has with him just in the short period of time, certainly he had in 18? Yeah,
I mean, it's we'd love it if we could get him rolling. We just got to keep putting in the work, keep finding ways to hook up in practice, and it'll translate to the game. We just got to keep grinding at it.
What's your midweek gut feeling on Crowder?
If I see him run, if I see him out there running, then I'll feel good. I mean, it's just hard for me to predict anything with those type of injuries. I think we're at day 7 or something like that with him. With Berrios and Josh really being the only 2 that were available at a certain point there, then that became interesting for sure. When you head into a week when you actually have time on Monday and Tuesday to prepare, now you can kind of set things up a little differently, and it feels different on Sundays when you get there.
Why only 4 up for the
game? Is there any more clarity on Perriman? You said a week or 2, and I guess you have 2 games in 5 days. I'm imagining that plays a part in it too.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the math. What it probably looks like, unfortunately. So I mean, we'll. I don't want to count anybody out, but I mean, it's just trying to be realistic on the situation where I think it'll be tough to get him back for that Denver game.
Does that affect Crowder too, that situation, 2 and 5?
Yeah, it might be a little different though, just because, there's a good chance, maybe there's a chance we can get Crowder moving around here at the end of the week. I don't know. We got to kind of see how he feels.
Adam, there have been a couple of the Bradley and Avery were a little critical of the tempo and speed at practice and kind of starting slow a little bit. Have you seen that? Do you agree with that? And is there anything that you guys can do to change that this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody has a different feel of how practice goes. I do think this is, we're heading into week 3 here. If that's the feeling that they have, I mean, we have a chance to really kind of ramp it up and make sure that we're doing what we need to do in individual and pick up the tempo. I haven't necessarily felt that. I mean, when I watch our guys, I feel like guys are flying around, they're chasing the ball, but I mean, you're always looking to improve in practice, just with everything from, how you feel the speed of individual goes and all the drills that you're doing, the routes versus air, team periods, 7-on-7, scout team stuff, all those type of things. You're always looking for ways to improve of, not only the speed and the tempo, it's the execution as well. I mean, that's why you're practicing. You're everything's built to get better every day. I mean, that's the process of an NFL season. It's about really finding ways to improve each week, whether it's in practice or a game. And, that's something that we're always going to be looking to do. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go out there. We're going to try to improve from the last Wednesday. And
Adam, how do you keep your positivity amid this tough start, and how do you convey that and share that with your players?
Yeah, I mean, it's about, making sure that I got the right mindset going into each day, especially being around the players. I mean, you guys saw how I was Sunday. I mean, I wasn't happy. I mean, it's, you're pissed. I mean, there's a lot of people that put a lot of work into this, not only coaches, but players as well. I mean, when you go through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're preparing, you're sacrificing everything. You're putting your life on hold to make sure that you do everything you can to get ready for a game. And then you basically, we're not even in the game, and that's frustrating. And it makes guys get, pissed off, and rightfully so. I mean, but guess what? When you start over, when you get back to Wednesday, you gotta find a way to go out to practice. You gotta start over. You gotta look to go 1-0 for that week, and you gotta find a way to improve and then fix the mistakes. That's the thing I always look at. Like, let's correct the mistakes we made from the week before. Like that's what the NFL is. It's that information gathering. You're creating a library, a toolbox for yourself to next time you see that look from another team, because it's all the same. It's all the same. I mean, it comes in different shapes and sizes, but it's all the same at the end of the day. Use the information you gain. That's why these guys that play 10, 12 years end up being really good players, because they use the information they gathered as younger players.
Adam, when players question the practice intensity, the perception is that it's the coaches not preparing them well. How do you think you've prepared the team the first 2 weeks?
I mean, nobody said anything during the week. I mean, I felt like we had really good tempo to practice. I mean, sometimes, an individual guy, if he wants to change something, we talk about it every week. It's not like it's not an open forum. If somebody doesn't like the way something's going, we can easily speak up.
How do you attribute practices to the being outscored 21-3 in both games, the poor starts? Is there a correlation?
Yeah, the first game, to me, I was surprised. I was surprised that we didn't play better, especially offensively. I thought Buffalo's offense did a lot of things that were definitely different than what we had seen them do in the past. This last week, I thought we knew what was coming, because Kyle, that's what he does. I mean, he's going to run his deal. We had some poor execution things, but that first game, that surprised me a little bit offensively that we had that many 3-and-outs to start.
Adam, how much control does Sam have at the line of scrimmage? So when he comes to the line, what is he allowed to do within your scheme?
I mean, he can do a lot of different things. I mean, there's just certain plays where he doesn't have freedoms to do certain stuff. I mean, the touchdown we scored against Buffalo, I mean, he checked to that. I mean, at the end of the day, we execute the play called, we'll be fine. I know you guys want to get in the whole QB sneak thing, but that's my prerogative. That's what I want to do.
Adam, what are you seeing defensively? Last year when your offense had the injuries and you struggled a little bit, they picked up the slack a bit. And obviously, Buffalo, they gave up score after score after score. They gave up that early score against San Francisco. What are you seeing is wrong there right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now I think we just have to find a way to play team defense. We got to play 11 guys together. It's when we got unblocked guys, which we're allowing touchdowns. There's unblocked guys as an offensive play caller. When that happens, you feel like you did something wrong, that there's an unblocked linebacker or safety right there to make the play. We have to make those plays. We have an unblocked defender at the point of attack. We have to make the tackle. We have to make sure that we get that guy down.
We'll take a few more for Coach.
Adam, Makai has made a few blocks that have garnered a lot of attention, him tossing guys around. I'm wondering, he's become almost like a growing legend here after 2 games, but how has he done on a down-to-down basis when you consider that he had no preseason and he's a rookie?
Really well. Really well. I mean, I really think a lot of it has to do with his preparation coming into the season, not only physically, but I know I've said this before, but he must have studied a lot, because since he's been here, since we started that first time we went out there in a phase 2 walkthrough, like he's been all over it. He was executing things that I was really surprised about, because I mean, sometimes it takes okay, that's what I should do. I should slide with this guy, or I need to work with this dude. I mean, he got it pretty quick. I mean, he really did a good job of taking those meetings from the spring and then applying them when he got on the field. And then now it's like, I mean, you can see, like, there's a few things that come up every once in a while where it's the first time he's ever seen that. Man, he doesn't make the same mistake more than once. I mean, he makes something, he can lock it in and say, all right, hey, I've seen this before, I know what to do now. And I mean, it was, he's been impressive the first 2 games.
Adam, I think it was the first play of the second half, and Makai threw a block where he pancaked the guy, and he came up and he was sort of like shouting at the sideline, like out of excitement. And Baldinger speculated online, like he's saying, like, run the ball behind me.
Yeah, he always says that every time. Yeah, he says it every time he comes off the field to me. Just keep running to the left.
And is that in your mind? I mean, are you starting to wanting to believe in him?
Yeah, I mean, when you get 6, 7, 8, 10 yards on a carry and you're running that way, I mean, sure. I mean, I do. I mean, I think that he does a good job of creating movement off the ball. Him and Alex are working well together. I think, when we've gone to the right, we've had success doing that as well. Sometimes it's, will we one-way plays every once in a while? Yeah. I mean, there's certain things that we like doing to the left. There's certain things we like doing to the right.
Adam, 2 things real quick. What have you seen from Quinnen so far? And then going back to the practice thing, when these veteran guys like bring up these concerns, do you talk to them or think about making changes to the way you guys do things in practice?
Yeah, Quinnen. I mean, really, that was the way that we need him to play every week. I mean, not only was he disruptive with the quarterback in the run game, I mean, he was just a constant nightmare for those guys, penetrating through, really causing them all kinds of problems. Had a whole bunch of different matchups. It didn't matter who was trying to block him. He was doing a good job of penetrating, and his effort was off the chart. I mean, it was just that's what we need week in and week out. And yeah, I mean, we've changed practice so many different ways over the last 5 years that I've been a head coach. I mean, I don't even remember the way I used to do it on my first year. I mean, it was just evolved over time. And, Avery texted me last night. I mean, right away, whenever he did whatever interview he did. So, I mean, I told him until Eric tells me, I'm really probably won't know, because I don't even open the internet browsers right now. So, I mean, our guys, huh?
What did Avery tell you?
He just said that he said something about how they practice on defense. He said he felt like what he said wasn't really what was reported. I don't know. I told him I didn't. It is what it is.
We'll do 2 more for Coach. Is that it? All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, guys.